When you're one-on-one with him, there's only one thing left to do: pray. And who says that? Thierry Henry. Fast sprints, wide-range passing, pinpoint crosses, successful dribbles, and efficient shooting. These are the qualities you don't see in every winger. Guardiola got a beast in just 7 million euros, and that is Jeremy Doku. He is so good at dribbling that Pep Guardiola has changed his style. If you can make Guardiola flexible with his tactical plan, you are special, right? James Milner crossed paths with Jeremy Doku, and it was a short-lived encounter. The 37-year-old got stubbed out at halftime at the Etihad Stadium, becoming just the latest Premier League defender to be left dizzied and disoriented by Manchester United's new number 11. For Brighton, the damage was already done. Doku set up Julian Alvarez's opener. Erling Haaland added another. Roberto De Zerbi's side were beaten. In the recent Premier League showdown against Bournemouth, Doku delivered an outstanding performance. At just 21 years old and 161 days old, he made history by being the youngest player to directly contribute to 5 goals in a Premier League match. Not only that, but he also secured the title of the youngest assist 4 times in a single Premier League game, a feat achieved by only 8 players. This achievement brought his total goal involvements to 7 in his 8 Premier League appearances for City. Impressively, 5 of these contributions were assists, surpassing his combined tally for 43 League One appearances for Rennes in the 2022-23 and 2021-22 seasons. Putting this in perspective, only 4 players in the history of Manchester City have surpassed this goal involvement total in their initial 8 matches. Notably, Erling Haaland leads the pack with a staggering 17 involvements across 665 minutes, followed closely by Aguero in second place with 11. In the recent Manchester derby, things heated up quickly as Antony from Manchester United couldn't handle Doku's skill, attempting to kick him in the air within the first 5 minutes of being dribbled past twice in just 3 seconds. Doku's impact in the Premier League has been nothing short of spectacular. His opponents, including Antony, might not be getting a good night's sleep after facing him. In the current 2023-24 season, he's averaging an impressive 5.3 successful take-ons per game, topping the charts among players in the top 5 European leagues. It's worth noting that this rate is slightly lower than his exceptional average at Rennes last season's 6.7, where he outperformed in Europe's Big 5 leagues. Doku's approach is relentless, taking every opportunity to run at his opponents. Despite a relatively lower success rate of 58.1% in the Premier League this season, his fearless and frequent attempts to beat defenders make him a standout dribbler. Comparatively, Adama Traore, the recent dribbling sensation, had a remarkable 74.8% success rate in the 2021-22 season. Contrary to his reputation as a manager solely focused on possession, Guardiola has displayed a versatile approach, utilizing an array of attacking strategies, from deploying long balls from the goalkeeper to implementing high pressing when without possession, and now incorporating Erling Haaland. Guardiola has diversified his attacking arsenal. A consistent feature in Guardiola's managerial toolkit has been the use of elite dribblers to dismantle and disrupt opposing defenses. By eliminating players from the game through skillful dribbling, more space is created for subsequent passing patterns, and defenders are pulled out of position. This is where Doku comes in for his latest version of Guardiola's City, and this latest version of Guardiola's soccer team. Even though Guardiola has historically tempered prolific dribblers like Jack Grealish, Doku seems to be an exception. Guardiola appears to recognize Doku's unique strengths and has given him the freedom to unleash his full potential. While Grealish's take-ons per 90 minutes have decreased at City, Doku's effectiveness running at opponents has led Guardiola to adopt a more flexible approach, allowing him to play to his strengths. Clearly, Guardiola sees Doku as a key asset, with the 21-year-old featuring in all 3 competitive matches since September, making a significant impact whether as a starter or a substitute. As games open up and defenses tire, Doku's excellent ball-carrying ability becomes a potent weapon for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola has made tactical adjustments to Manchester City's midfield this season, aiming to maximize the impact of Doku. The team's average positions reveal a more compact midfield compared to the previous season, strategically positioning players closer to the center of the pitch. The intention is clear: to draw opposition players away from the left flank, creating optimal conditions for Doku to isolate his fullback and capitalize on his exceptional speed and dribbling ability. In contrast to the approach taken with Jack Grealish, where tactical discipline was emphasized to smooth out rough edges, Guardiola has adopted a different strategy with Doku. The coaching staff encourages risk-taking, likening Doku's explosive style to former wingers Raheem Sterling and Leroy Sane. This approach allows the young talent to play to his strengths, embracing spontaneity. Statistically, Doku engages the ball more frequently, taking more touches, but opts for fewer passes. His inclination to dribble, while occasionally leading to lost possession, typically frowned upon by Guardiola, is part of the risk-taking philosophy being promoted. Comparing the creative output, both Grealish and Doku generate chances at a similar rate. However, Doku, as a dangerous outlet in transition, tends to operate higher up the pitch. This is evident in his increased touches in the opposition box and a higher number of shot attempts, showcasing his dynamic, attack-oriented style of play. The risk seems to be paying off, as Doku's contributions elevate City's attacking threat in a distinctive manner. But acknowledging Doku's rising importance doesn't diminish Jack Grealish's value. Grealish, at 28, showcased brilliance in City's treble-winning campaign and reaffirmed his quality in the recent Champions League victory against Young Boys. However, recognizing the evolving tactics in the Premier League, marked by an increasing use of man-to-man marking, Guardiola identified the necessity for a different approach. This led to a strategic decision during the summer to prioritize players like Doku, known for their ability to beat markers through dribbling. Are you Grealish team or Doku team? Let us know in the comments. But 3 draws and 1 loss in their recent 4 games have put them 4th in the table, 6 points behind leaders Arsenal. Can Manchester City still win the Premier League 4 times in a row? We still remember how Aguero came in clutch for their first ever Prem title. He can't play anymore, but he's not the only one, because one player had to retire at just 23 years old. Don't know about him? Watch 9 footballers who retired too early.